I love getting personal with these guys and what's your dreams? Where do you want to be in 5 years? And to be able to help them achieve that and to know that you're making a difference in somebody's life, that's more important. Now, how old are you, Tim?
I am 48 years old.
Okay, so you got me by a couple of years. Maybe you can shed some wisdom on me here. I've been trying to inspire and help and change people's lives for 10 years. And early on, I would get very frustrated because I was like, they don't get it. So, now looking back, gaining more patience and trying to be a better leader, because we have to be growing, we have to be improving our skills, focused on us. But I've probably had 100 people working here in the last 3 years, and we have about 50 right now. So a lot of people come in and you give them that speech, trying to get them to see what a big opportunity we have. And very few people get it, Tim. Now, today, I'm really very pleased. I came in just before this show started. I was up till past 10 last night working on some pages, and it was very, very busy. We'll talk about that too. But when I came in this morning, 3 of my guys, they're getting it. Be the best dressed person in the room, But what do you do when you run into when you see potential in somebody and you're like, you can't take responsibility, even though we want to save everybody, I guess.
Yeah. Wow, man, you are diving into my world. And I get you, because, when you have something, you have a message, you have a vision, you see life from a different perspective, and you see someone's potential, and you're doing everything you can to deposit that into them, get them to hear the message, get them to respond to it, get them to engage with it. And as they process and as they grow and as hopefully they mature, they receive it. Hardest things for us is to recognize that people have certain limitations when it comes to hearing things. We take the great book, Faith Cometh by Hearing, Hearing by the Word. And so literally someone has to be able to hear it and then activate it. It's faith without works is dead. So one of the things that over the years, and I'm with you on this numbers thing, literally, I probably have pastored over 2,000 plus people or more in the last 18 years. I would say probably more the 4,000 range. And not all of those are here anymore. And so I've saw some just rise and succeed. I've saw some get it. I've watched them go for it. And then I've watched those who just kind of fallen by the wayside. It caught a little bit of root, but then it was choked out by the weeds or the thorns, and that they got it, and then all of a sudden it was stolen from them because it was a pursuit issue or a desire to go even further with it. That's a hard thing. And, one of the things that I've always reminded myself, and I can't save everybody. And I wasn't actually the one who was designed to save everybody. I just have the message. I just have the conveying of the message. And at the end of the day, you want to see people get it, but it's a numbers game. Life is a numbers game, literally, that you just keep on. You get up every day, you say it, you say the same thing, and you say it well. You say it well. You say good things. You say it to them, and hopefully someone's going to catch it. That's what happened to me. That's what's happened to you. You caught it. You caught what someone else said to you, and it sprung forth fruit. And that's a fortunate thing, and we want everybody to hear that. And it's a leader's demise at times. I can't tell you, and if I can get very vulnerable here, because I'm a big vulnerable person. I think some of the greatest leaders are the most vulnerable people when it comes to how they feel. And there have been times that I've sit in an empty room where I gave some of the best motivational, inspirational speeches or topics of teaching about success. And I sit around an empty room and reminded myself of the people that sit in those meetings, that sit in those places, and they're no longer there anymore, or they didn't catch it. And I would weep, crying over the fact that I was hoping, I wish that they would have got it. If they would have got it, they could have come out of it. They could have come out of that poverty. They could have come out of that lifestyle. They could have come away from the thing that's been holding them hostage. And so that's a passion. And I believe that God rears people up that have the message like that for folks to hear it, grab it, and succeed. So, yeah.
Well, you know what? You woke me up there a little bit. You know, we are the fortunate ones. We're very fortunate if we do hear it and we get it, and we're tuned in to the spirit, to the purpose, to the vision. And if we had that vision, I'm convinced that if you're watching this and you have a burning desire for prosperity,
Yes.
for wisdom, for arriving for a bigger purpose than you have right now, you didn't come up with that on your own. God put that in your heart, and so you're fortunate that it's there. But when I go back and look at my journals from years ago, I was writing down the big goals. I had the vision, but then I would hit a wall. Something would happen that, the wheels would fall off. And then, but persistence, Paul Sullivan calls it, has always called me relentless. I just start over, do it again. And then when it happens, man, when you reach a level that you really thought was kind of, fantasy, when you reach that level and it's real, then you're like, okay, now I have a duty to help others know that it can be done, and you are putting this message out there all the time to your congregation and on here and the people that you meet. I know that that when you go into a dealership, you go with a purpose to change things, not just to sell cars. And I mean, my favorite part about what I do is changing these young people's lives. But, you have a duty, Tim. It is your responsibility to keep people, to keep feeding them, to keep watering that seed, because that seed's in there, man. And the seed was in me for a long, long time. And, I wasn't sure that it was going to grow. And we're just beginning, by the way, you and I both. That's 5 years from now, we're going to have, we're going to have touched hundreds of thousands of people. Do you know that the ads that we run on Facebook have been seen by over 50 million people?
Wow. That's incredible.
And that's you and I touching those people. It really is. They may not be seeing our face or seeing our name on every one of those ads, but it comes from us. Everything with a purpose is going to affect, the cause and effect is real. So